Thanks for staying with us. The South African Human Rights Commission is launching an inquiry into the recent protests in Alexandra. The inquiry will form part of a joint investigation between the Commission and the Public Protector. They're looking into the service delivery issues that are contributing to the increasing protests across the country. ENCA's Tsecho Moage is there and joins us now live. Tsecho, thanks so much for joining us. Now, when these protests in Alexandra flared up about 2 weeks ago, the Human Rights Commission did do a visitation to the area and not surprisingly found that this was an area that was suffering from huge issues as a result of the non-delivery of services. How are they expecting to put forward this inquiry?
Absolutely. Good morning, Marcel. I think the main thing for them is to just find out exactly the conditions that Alexandra residents are living in. We do know that Alexandra residents have really complained quite a bit about the sanitation, the sanitation there, and of course just the way that they're living, how congested it actually is in Alexandra. But Marcel, just give us details about how exactly they're going to go about this inquiry. Is Buang Jones, he's the South African Human Rights Commission Provincial Manager, and he joins me now. Buang, thank you so much for your time. Just give us details about how this particular inquiry is going to go and who are you expecting?
Well, we are expecting the City Manager of the City of Johannesburg, the Director General of the Department of Human Settlements, the Head of Department of COCTA in Gauteng, as well as the Director General in the Office of the Premier in Gauteng. We are focusing on the provision of basic services, sanitation, refuse removal, water, and other socio-economic infringements that were alleged by protesters during the Alex shutdown.
Now, how long are we expecting this inquiry to go on for?
Well, this is the first sitting of the inquiry. We will announce further details on the next sitting, but this is the start of the process to get government to account on what they've done for the people of Alexandra.
What are you hoping to get as the South African Human Rights Commission from this inquiry, especially concerning things like the sanitation, the refuse removal, from government specifically?
Well, we want to probe the role played by the local sphere of government in relation to provision of basic municipal services and what they have done to discharge their constitutional mandate. We are also looking at the efforts that have been made by the two spheres of government to foster and promote intergovernmental relations, and to what extent have they observed the principle of cooperative governance. As you know, there has been blame shifting on both sides, and we want to get to the bottom of that. We also want to verify allegations that the City of Johannesburg has been underspending on the grants that they received from the Department of Human Settlements. But we also want to holistically look at the issues that have plagued this community, to look at whether has the city identified approved municipal sites where people can be resettled, to also look at housing developments in the area and plans from government. And also resource allocation is a key thing, because the recent judgment in the Western Cape said that the SAPS were not allocating enough police resources to informal settlements. We want to ascertain whether the City of Johannesburg has allocated sufficient resources to address the distinctive needs of the people for Alexandra. We want to ascertain if the provincial government has allocated sufficient resources to address the socio-economic and material needs of the people of Alexandra.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Buang. Well, there, Marcel, you have it, Buang Jones speaking to us from the South African Human Rights Commission, just giving us details about what exactly this inquiry is going to entail. It is the first day today, and we're not quite sure how long it will actually take for it to continue and for them to release their findings.
Tsecho Moage reporting to us live there from Alexandra, and she was in conversation with the Human Rights Commission.